What is up, cool kids? I'm Cool Trainer Gavin. Welcome to the next episode of the Pokemon Red Rescue Team Let's Play here on the channel. Now, you might have noticed there weren't any uploads on Friday or Monday. That is because I've been out of town. I do a lot of volunteerism work in the early part of the summer / late spring. So I was actually down in Pittsburgh. It's about a 7 to 8 hour drive depending on traffic from where I actually live. But it's definitely worth it. Volunteerism is one of my favorite things to do. It's also sort of doubles as me hanging out with all of my best friends and helping our communities. So, anyway, I've been out of town and just didn't have time really to bulk record beforehand, so if you haven't seen the last episode, I highly recommend you go watch it, because personally, I think it's one of the best titles of an episode I've ever made. Personally, and it didn't get that many views. So, if you want to watch it, it'll be right up in the corner. I hope this is the right corner, I don't know. It should be. But it'll be up in the cards in the corner. Please go watch it, it'll make you feel super good. But anywho, we're out here. What are we doing? We just beat Zapdos. That's what we did. We beat Zapdos, and we've been told to go to the Hill of the Ancients, I think. We were told by Alexander to go meet Xatu. So that's where we're going. Good morning, Gavin. Yesterday I did some checking around. There it is, Hill of the Ancients. Turns out that the Hill of the Ancients is apparently in the Great Canyon. We should go there right away, off to the Great Canyon. Huh? What's the matter? Listen, Sai. Huh? Huh? Why do you try so hard? Why are you so happy? Oh, why are you so happy? Why do you need to ask? And of course, then I just chicken out. It's not for you. You said it. It lets me try harder to do my best because it's not about me. We're friends, aren't we, Gavin? No. I want to do my best because it's for you, Gavin. That's what this is about. So, as always, let's try your best to do well. You got it, dude. Okay, no mail in the mailbox. Why? Okay, my computer keeps, like, clicking me out of whatever frame I'm in, like, every now and then. I don't know why it does that. Kecleon, why do you get so personally offended when my box is full? Okay, we'll sell the gold ribbon because that's worth a lot of money. I don't think I'm ever going to use this TM either, so we'll go ahead and sell that. And then absolutely I'll buy these reviver seeds. Ooh. Not that I think Hill of the Ancients or Great Canyon will be super tough, but you never know. You never know. So we can go ahead and get rid of. Wow, I only have 30 Graveler rocks left. We can store some max elixirs. I don't really want to sell those. Those can be rather hard to come by later in the game. So there's been so much like Sword and Shield news lately. I'm going to be making a separate video dedicated just to my thoughts on there not being every Pokemon. But I want to know your thoughts down below. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down below, because I'm super interested in them. Because, like, them not including every Pokemon, like, not even in the code of the game, is, like super important. And honestly, you know, like I said, I'm gonna make a full video detailing it. It'll probably be out tomorrow. I'm not gonna hold myself to that. It'll be out sometime this week. Before that news gets too stale. Personally, just like very short view, I think it's a good thing. Personally. Like, I'm gonna be sad because a lot of my favorite Pokemon are some of the more obscure ones, so I'm sure that a lot of them are not going to make the cut. Things like Dunsparce, Shuckle, Zangoose. You know, Zangoose is one of my favorite Pokemon. Obviously, this is kind of in the logo. But, I don't know. I think it's good for the competitive scene. That's mostly what I'm thinking of. Because, you know, I'll talk once we finish this dialogue here. Pause. This is the Great Canyon. Look at that stratigraphy. The peak is called the Hill of the Ancients. According to Alakazam, the Hill of the Ancients is on 13th floor. Xatu should be there. Gavin, let's do our best. Okay, so. Hi, Dodo. Let's see. Yeah, so I think it's a good thing for competitive. Dunsparce, join me. I almost just smacked my hand off my ceiling fan, but I don't care. I love Dunsparce. All caps. Lord. Cool. Anyway. Yeah, every Pokemon not being in the Pokedex. I think it's a good thing, super, super good thing for the competitive game. Because, when was the last time you were on Showdown and played more than 3 games without running into a Landorus? I don't remember the last time that happened to me. I think it just because odds of Pokemon like Landorus and other legendary Pokemon from different generations making it into the game are super low. That's just my opinion. Like, I think it would be super tough to justify putting, like, the Tapus. That's another thing. Like, the Tapus. Think of how centralizing they are to the meta right now in OU. Like, I could not imagine a Gen 7 OU without the Tapus. Odds of the Tapus being in Gen 8, I think, are super slim. Because, like, they're island deities for the Alolan Islands. Like, it just would not make sense for them to be in Sword and Shield. So, like, and on top of Megas not being a thing, they basically get rid of all the power creep that's happened in Gens 6 and 7. Like, there's still going to be some Pokemon that are obviously, like, a lot better than others. Like, Golisopod is going to become incredible. Because I think it's Join Me. Darn, I also love Fampy. Yeah, geez. Well, geez, what was I even talking about? Not the Tapus. Oh, Golisopod. So think about how many Pokemon that are not a legendary have multiple stats above 120. Not that many. And 2, like, usable stats, too. Because, like, Golisopod's defense is 140, and its attack is either 120 or 125. And its HP is good, and its HP and special defense are good enough to make it, you know, passable. But, like, so, like, that's just one example, because Golisopod's already confirmed to be in the game. Gyarados is already phenomenal. So, like, Gyarados is just going to get even better, I think, because there's going to be so few other physical water types in the game. Because, just off the top of my head, I can't think of any others that are confirmed in Sword and Shield already. I want to say that they've confirmed... Oh, let me look at my phone. I want to say that they've confirmed the Poliwag line. So, like, Poliwrath is going to bump up massively in usage. Just like what happened in Let's Go. Like, Poliwrath is super good in Let's Go. Mostly because there's not that many good fighting types. But, let's see. Nope, phone. I was where I wanted to be. No need for that. So, let's see. Sobble? I feel like Sobble's line's not going to be physical. I feel like they're definitely going to be special. So, that doesn't really count. No, so they have not confirmed the Poliwag line. I feel like they will still be there. Other physical water types, I'm really not seeing any. Seismitoad. Is that it? Yeah. So, like, it's basically Golisopod, Gyarados, Seismitoad, and Wishiwashi, which can be physical, but usually run special. this meta is going to be so crazy. Especially when you think about, like, Dynamax. Because it is confirmed that you do not need an item to Dynamax. So, like, if you're having a say you have a Choice Band Gyarados, and you Dynamax it. Does the gigantic Dynamax Gyarados and all of its max moves, are they affected by the Choice Band? Because that would be broken. I don't think we've confirmed exactly what Dynamax does. Like, which stats it boosts, if any, necessarily. I don't think that's been, like, confirmed. At least to my knowledge, it has not. But imagine, you know, you Dynamax your Gyarados, and on top of the 50% buff from the Choice Band, say it gets another 50% buff. That's wild. Yeah, what moves do you know, Dunsparce? Oh god, I forgot that your level up moveset's awful. It's okay, I still love you. This could be a dead end, isn't it? No. Oh wait, if your only move is Rage, I can't make you an exclusive move user, can I? Alright, we'll give you an Orange Berry, because I need you to stay alive. Cool. You only did that much? Bro. Dunsparce, I love you, and I will do anything to make it so that you become usable. But I don't know, fam. I might just do like a ton of grinding for this Dunsparce. And like, if you know what's about to happen in the story, don't spoil it down below. But it'll be a while before we can use Dunsparce again. Learned Glare. Alright, that's useful. Yeah, I'm still sort of recovering from my weekend down in Pittsburgh. Because we stay up. Well, I guess we don't stay up super late, but they're just very long days. Like, we start at like 6:30. And we get back at like, or like, you know, go to bed at like roughly 11:30. So super long days. And it's not like we're just kind of like, you know, doing whatever throughout the day. We're up, we're moving around, you know, we're doing a lot of, you know, just a lot of stuff. So like very just like mentally taxing days. And then, so like after 3-4 days of that, should have seen that coming. Then I had to drive that 7.5, 8 hours home. So that was not fun. Luckily, I had a friend with me who drove for part of it, so I could take a quick nap before I dropped her off, and then had to like drive the rest myself, because she lived like on the way. No, don't Sparse. Wait, no, come back. Okay, cool, you're good. Yeah, she lived like on the way, and she was coming with me, so I just picked her up. But it was about an hour and a half. You can join me. Heracross is another one of my favorite Pokemon. Yeah, so I picked her up, but she lives like an hour and a half south of me. So I had to drive an hour and a half by myself after being up super late, you know, those nights. And already driving. No, Dunsparce, stop. That's gonna. Okay, Dunsparce, I love you. I don't know how usable you're gonna be. If you're gonna just run away every time you get below, like, 20% health, I think. Yeah, that's not it, Chief. Glare and Yawn are super useful, though. I'm kind of curious as to the amount of, like the number of Pokemon that they're going to include in the... Of course, it can't be used. You know, I'm going to use Attract, because I haven't used it yet. But yeah, I'm just sort of curious at the number of Pokemon that they're going to include, because, you know, I was looking around for, you know, which dex has the most, and it turns out that it's not even Alola, it's Kalos. The Kalos Pokedex has 457 Pokemon in it, which is absolutely crazy, because regular Sun and Moon had 301, and Ultra Sun and Moon had 403. So even Ultra Sun and Moon had a ton of Pokemon in them. But even they had, you know, 50 less than Kalos did, which is wild. So I'm kind of thinking it'll be somewhere in between, like 430, 420-ish. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But the fact that X and Y had more Pokemon than Sun and Moon did just makes it so much less of an excuse that Sun and Moon ran like crap. Oh, Dunsparce. Why do you have to wake up that Tauros? Am I literally all out of PP? Oh, okay. Cool. Status for the win. Leveled up. Oh, but please don't look. It isn't very nice. Dunsparce, you're so, like... Dunsparce is literally just, like, me as a human, or, like, as a Pokemon. My personality test isn't actually a Squirtle, it's a Dunsparce. Yes, we finally made it to the top, Gavin. This is the Hill of the Ancients. Look, over there. Gavin, is that Xatu over there? Excuse me, are you maybe Xatu? Hello? Maybe he doesn't hear me? Hello? Hello? It's useless. He's not responding at all. Maybe he's sleeping while on his feet? Gavin, what should we do? Tickle him. Huh? Tickle him? Okay. It's worth a try. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, 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 tickle. Tickle, 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 tickle. I like how it doesn't even, like, say, like, in quotes or anything. It literally just says, Charmander saying, tickle, 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 tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. It's no good, Gavin. He's not responding. Huh? Boo foo 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 foo. He's finally laughing now. Is he just dense? Yikes! Witness it. Witness it. The sinking of the sun. Indeed, I am Zatu. You discerned my true identity. You are not of an ordinary sort. Guessed your identity? That's a bit much. No, I can tell this. You there. You are no ordinary Pokemon. You are human, yes. Huh? How can you tell that? All day, I stare at the sun, unblinking. It gives me sight of all things. The past and the future, too. If you know, please tell us, Zatu. Next to me is my friend Gavin. My friend woke up one morning as a Pokemon, and without any memory of it as a human. Zatu, you can tell, can't you? Please tell us. The calamities of nature. There have been many in recent times. They occur because the world's balance is upset, and you're becoming a Pokemon. They are tied together, inseparably so. Wait, Gavin becoming a Pokemon and the natural disasters are related? What do you mean? What does Gavin have to do with the natural disasters we've been seeing? What is it? Why'd you climb up? Please, tell us, please. There are bigger concerns. I'm afraid. The world's balance, it must be restored, or the unthinkable shall befall our world. Huh? You're serious? The world. The unthinkable is coming? Every day I see it. The same future, every day. I dread it. Zatu. I fear it. The world's destruction. Climate change. The world's destruction? Isn't that a surprise? That Gavin was human. That's going to be useful. This should be interesting. Like how he just sticks his tongue out. Is it dream time? No. Darn. Good morning, Gavin. Let's keep doing good. Let's keep on doing good. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. What do you think about what Zatu said yesterday? Does it bother you? Duh. Climate change is a super pressing issue, Charmander. Yes, I guess you would be concerned too, Gavin. There's supposed to be a link between the world's balance being upset and how you became a Pokemon. And because of the world's upset balance, natural disasters have been occurring. And more than anything, he said that the world would be ruined if that balance isn't restored. I want to do something, but there's something I don't understand, so... The world's balance, what is it? It's a very complex, set of ecosystems and natural processes that are very complex, to explain to what's basically the equivalent of like a 12-year-old. So, sorry. Gavin, do you know what the world's balance is? Of course. Oh, really? You know? Please tell me, what's the world balance? It's in space. In space? Like where the stars and moon are? That space? Yeah. I mean, technically. I'm getting even more confused. I like how I anime, just without him, like, flexing. Okay, so where exactly in space is the world's balance? If you go, you'll see. I'm just gonna keep trolling him. If you go, you'll see. Huh? Go out to space? On guts. And how do we go out to space? Fly there. Huh? I can't fly. Not yet. Flap, flap. I like how Pelipper's just like, guys, or like, Gavin, stop trolling him. Oh, Pelipper. Just who we need. You see, we're wondering if you could carry us to space. No way, not a chance. See? I've never actually played that all the way through. And I'm very glad I did. Oh, no, I didn't read that. Did I save my adventure right there? I'm going to pause here, because I really want to know what that said. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back with Pelipper. Just what we need. You see, we're wondering if you could carry us to space. No way. Not a chance, see? I think of him as like a newsie, you know? Like 1920s New York accent. It appears to be impossible. It's impossible after all. It appears to be impossible. What's wrong with you saying all these ridiculous things? Have you never been on Twitter, Sai? Come on. I should be more considerate before making jokes. So you don't know either, Gavin. I can't imagine what the world's balance is about. To be honest, I don't know what we should do. I guess we'll just have to do what we can. One thing at a time. So did Pelipper actually give us anything? No. Alright, let's... Huh? What are they chatting about? Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. I always thought it was only a legend. Could it be true? I'm having a hard time believing it. Hi, what's happening? I don't remember Lombri's voice. Well, you know the Ninetales legend, right? The old story? The Ninetales legend? What's that? What? You don't know? You know, it's that old fairy tale. How you'll get cursed if you ever grab one of Ninetales' tails? All this time, everyone thought it was just a legend. But lately it's been rumored that maybe it really happened. Well, if it is still a mere rumor, I wouldn't put too much stock in that story if I were you. Personally, I don't believe in rumors of that sort. If you want to know more about the Ninetales legend, you should go see a Pokemon named Whiscash. He knows the story well. Whiscash is, you know, in his pond. You should visit him if you want to know more. Cool. So, first things first, let's go to storage. And that might actually... Well, no, we'll go talk to Whiscash first. Might as well. I'll say that might call it an episode, but we might as well, since we're already here. And always check the shops, just in case there's a baller TM in there. I mean, if there's anything really good, we probably don't have the money for it anyway. Actually, we do have a lot of money. Attract hidden power. Ooh. Its type and power change with the dungeon. That's kind of cool. I'm buying that. I've never used hidden power in this game. But let's go see Whiscash. Oh, hi, friends. Oh, oh, oh. You wish to hear me tell an old folklore. I see. I wish I could do... If you're as old or a little bit older than me, you might know the show Ed, Edd n Eddy. I could imagine Whiscash with like a Rolf voice. Like in like Eastern European, kind of like like I don't even know what to say, like old timey kind of voice. But I can't do that kind of accent, so we're just gonna go with wise old fish voice. What was that? You want to hear the Ninetales legend? Oh. Fine then. Let me recount the tale. There once lived a Pokemon by the name of Ninetales. Now, Ninetales had many tails, all of them imbued with psychic power. It was said that anyone so foolish as to touch a tail would be cursed for 1,000 years. But there was someone so foolish as to grab a tail. It was a human. A human? Yes, a human. Don't you have ears? As one might expect, the human that grabbed the tail was subjected to a 1,000-year curse. However, just when the curse was cast, a Pokemon named Gardevoir shielded the Pokemon. And sacrificed herself to absorb the curse. Why? Why would that Pokemon, Gardevoir, take the human's place? To Gardevoir, that human was her partner. There exist strong bonds between humans and Pokemon. Okay. But, humans, aren't there good humans and bad ones too? Correct. Taking pity on Gardevoir, Ninetales asked the human this. Do you wish to save Gardevoir? It asked. But the human had already abandoned Gardevoir and fled. Ninetales became disillusioned with the human, and it made this prediction. That Pokemon will one day be reborn as a that human will one day be reborn as a Pokemon. What? A human turned into a Pokemon? And when the human becomes a Pokemon, the world's balance will be upset. And that is how the legend ends. Well, did you find it interesting? You found it so interesting you're at a loss for words? There's no need to wear such a serious expression. Certainly some rumors say that the legend might actually be true. But it's only ancient folklore, nothing more. #bars. If you feel the urge to hear my tale again, come see me. Bye, friends. Say, Gavin, you want to call it a day now? I can't seem to get motivated today. Sure, buddy. I'm sorry for wanting to go home before we're done, but I just can't seem to get motivated. I guess it's because I heard that story. I'll go home and try to get some sleep. See you tomorrow. Gavin, I'm sorry. I started doubting you a little, Gavin, but I'm not going to worry anymore. I believe in you, Gavin, because you're a friend like no other, Gavin. Stop saying my name so much. You're a friend, like I'd never get again. Okay, Gavin, let's do our best tomorrow, like always. Sure, buddy. A dream. We haven't had one of these in a while. Again? Who's that Pokemon? Is that Dream again? I always see the silhouette. Who could it be? Oh, it's saying something, but I can't quite make it out. It's clearer than it was before, but I'll try talking to it. Hello, please tell me, who are you? I am Gardevoir. Gardevoir? I'm so glad. Finally, I finally got to meet you. Finally met me. You knew me from before? What about me? I'm your... Wait! Just a little longer. I want to know more. It's fading. What a cliffhanger. What a strange dream. It's the dream I always have, but it was clearer than it was before. I think I finally learned who that Pokemon was. That's it. Gardevoir. It was Gardevoir. Yesterday, Whiscash said... We literally just did this. Yes, a human. As one might expect, the human that grabbed the tail that was subjected... As one might expect, the human that grabbed the tail was subjected to a curse of 1,000 years. However, just when the curse was cast, a Pokemon named Gardevoir shielded the human, and sacrificed herself to absorb that curse. Why? Why would that Pokemon, Gardevoir, take the human's place? To Gardevoir, that human was her partner. There exist strong bonds between humans and Pokemon. Maybe I was the human who was Gardevoir's partner. Maybe I was the one that abandoned Gardevoir when she was cursed. Maybe that's why I turned into a Pokemon. And with that, we're going to end off the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please, please, please like and or subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch at CoolTrainerGav. Check out our second channel, Palette University, which focuses mainly on Pokemon science, Pokemon theories, etc. And until next time, smile later.